guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So my summons for LR Golden Frieza were like some of my best summons ever. I rainbowed LR Golden Frieza in 1,800 stones, which is just like unbelievable. I went into the banner with 10,000 ready to go, and I rainbowed him easily. So here's what I went for his build. 19 dodge is honestly not as high as I would want it, but I don't really have the best AGL silver dodge equips. I do have that level 5 silver crit though, so I decided I'll just give it to him. So he at least has 8 additional and 8 crit and then more dodge. Beyond any dodges, additionals, crits though, what I felt like was the most important thing was to give Frieza those equips that are giving him extra defense, right? Like the actual, like this one, the reason I'm giving him this equip is because I want that extra 600 defense right there, right? Right here, I want that extra 500 defense. I feel like that extra 1,100 defense that Golden Frieza is going to get with those equips, that's the most important thing to help him tank some of these big hits when his damage reduction has fallen to like 30% and stuff like that. I think that this LR Golden Frieza is one of the best units in the game. Very excited to test him out here at Rainbow Star level. That is great. So that right there, that shows that's what Dokkan 2022 looks like. You are watching the anime, man. Like the anime is just like outright playing during a lot of these shots. Like that's pretty good. You know, literally saying like Goku going blue, then Frieza going gold. Awesome. So we're starting out the Rainbow Showcase here, 220. Without support, without his extra defense. Okay. This, I guess this is with, like, we have everything except for Legendary Power activated right here. So, looks like Resurrection F gets 10k defense is what we get from that. Okay. Let's do this right here. We should be able to get a nasty attack. I'm going to do a little bit of changing right here. I just want to see what Frieza can do on this rotation right here. All of this, like, these delicious AGL orbs for us right here, full 24 key. Remember that Golden Frieza, when your HP is above 50%, he does get 100% attack and defense extra and a guaranteed additional super. So Frieza can output a lot of damage, right? Like the thing, okay, well, okay, great start. always. Damn it, I want to make sure I get that rotation, right? Because that's good to see, like what Frieza can do on a rotation where, you know, he doesn't have support, but he's getting a lot of these links activated. Of course that Angel Frieza had the crit. All he had to do was not crit, and we'd have been good right there. Whatever. Anyway, it's fine. But Frieza gets all the extra key attack and defense and guaranteed additional super when your HP is above 50%. So because of that, LR Golden Frieza will be able to output a lot of damage. That's why I do think, like, this is another character to me where all of the stuff in his potential system, I think, can be very impactful, right? Obviously, crits are very powerful. If you give him a lot of additionals, he can lower enemy attack with his 12 key. Very good for, like, Super Battle Road stages. The first phase of Red Zone Broly, Red Zone Omega can have their attack debuff. And then dodge, I think, is very effective as well, because of the fact that Golden Frieza is a defensive unit, right? I think the number one most important thing you want to do, again, above all else, though, is I think it's very important to get him those equips with defense on them. I think that is essential. That is crucial for this Golden Frieza. Getting the extra defense like that, I think is just very, very helpful. All right, so let's just go ahead and see what we get right here on this turn with these attack stats. I want to run it back with the Resurrection F Blue Realm of Gods slash Mastered Evolution team. Because I do want to see that rotation where Frieza's got all those links activated, including, you know, Super God Combat and Resurrection F. Here's the guaranteed additional super attack right there. One weakness for Golden Frieza, or I guess one thing they could have made a little bit better about him, is his 12-key super attack effect does not give him defense. That's like the one thing. Like, if he would get defense when he's super attacked, or if he would get defense, like, you know, either on super attack from his passive, or if he got defense, like, just as a super attack effect on his 12-key. Either of those, I think, would actually be very helpful for this Frieza being just a little bit better, right? Now, when we used him 55%, we did take him against Omega, and we did take a lot of damage. I think Rainbow Link Level 10 Frieza should probably fare much better against these really powerful Red Zone bosses. I mean, it works this way for a lot of units, right? There's a big difference, a big jump in power between 55% and, you know, 55% Link Level 1 and Rainbow Link Level 10. You're talking about a sizable increase, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we get on this rotation again. This is that same rotation from before. I think all I have to do is hit this right here. We will have Frieza with max key right here and all of his links activated except for legendary power. And we have no support right here. Always good, I think, to see how well some of these units can fare when they don't have support, right? So let's go and see what attack stat Frieza gets right here. Remember that no matter what attack stat he does get, remember that he also does have a guaranteed additional super too. 6.47. Also remember that Frieza gets an additional 2 key and 50% attack after he gets hit 5 times. That buff is huge. It's a really big buff, right? Like, both the extra defense from doing attacks and the extra attack from receiving attacks are like different phase buffs. So it's a huge, it's not just like 50%, it's a really big increase for him. Alright guys, now we are over here on the Captain Ginyu team. Remember that as at the moment, LR Golden Frieza, despite the fact that he's on approximately 1,000 teams, he does not have access to a 200% leader skill. Most of the big-time characters in the game at this point do have 200% leader skills, so I do expect some of these last remaining major characters to get them probably sooner rather than later, but, you know, we will see what's going to happen, right? So right now, the best we can do is a 170% lead for this guy. He does have a few teams that still can be fairly effective, though. I think Turles' Movie Boss team can be solid. Ginyu's team, of course, is one of the best in the game. And then, of course, you also do have the Resurrection F Blues. All three of those, I think, are going to be very solid teams. Alright, now this is a crazy rotation right here. We got a really, really good one for Frieza, right? Because on this rotation, we're going to have most of Frieza's links activated. We're going to be at 23 key. I guess that's fine. 23 key for the rotation is fine. But we have most of his links activated. Only Super God Combat and Resurrection F. He's at 259k defense. Remember that Frieza does get 30% attack and defense from his 18-key super attack, right? So this Frieza's got a lot. He's good. I think in longer events, right, he's probably... I mean, I don't want to say he's going to settle into more of a damage dealer role than defensively in longer fights, but his damage and defense really kick it up. Just like raw defensive stats and raw damage stats really kick it up the deeper we get into an event. This could be good right here, that this Serve Form Frieza takes damage, because we potentially could see Frieza's active skill as well. Remember, Frieza has an active skill, the Earthbreaker, that you can do as long as you're under 50% HP, and it is an AoE that will hit all enemies. That's going to be pretty good. I guess one thing that would be an issue, though, is by putting Frieza... Okay, cool. Okay, we're actually going to take the hits now. By putting Frieza in the middle slot in like these sort of rotations, maybe we won't receive these attacks a lot. Now, Frieza's passive is written as receiving the attacks too, so I think it will still count for giving Frieza his buffs. Like, I've noticed that for Great Ape Vegeta has dodged like the attack to give him his buff at the start of turn, but he's still gotten the buffs. So I imagine that Golden Frieza should work that way. I want to keep an eye on that. Like, do those dodges matter or not to that? Okay. The other thing, too, I didn't explain it in this video is Golden Frieza's damage reduction. So he has the 90% damage reduction he gets at the start of turn along with his intro, right? That activates the first turn that he's on turn, and then every turn we're losing damage reduction. So last turn, we had 90% damage reduction on Golden Frieza. This turn, Frieza would have 80%. And then by the time we get back to Frieza next turn, he's going to be down to 70% damage reduction. He loses 10% damage reduction, even on turns he's not on rotation. So I think for fights like Red Zone, Omega, or Broly and stuff like that, getting Frieza in slot 7 actually could be highly beneficial, right? Okay, so remember, we want to get hit 5 times or receive 5 attacks and then do 5 supers. So if Frieza triple supers here, we could get his extra defensive buff, and then of course, you know, him receiving the attacks. Let me see. I would like this last hit by Vegeta right here to actually connect, although we might just kill Vegeta right here also. So 4 attacks have been directed at Frieza up to this point. I'm curious if these dodges count, right? Because like that would definitely make him a lot better, right? Getting that extra damage quicker, even though we might be dodging. And then he takes that. It didn't proc. Okay, so I don't think the dodges count for him getting those hit, the extra like damage and ki. Then I don't have an issue with that. I would sacrifice the extra damage so easily for better defense from Frieza, because it's like his damage reduction is so powerful. Like, the role you want him to fulfill is defense, right? Like, that's the thing that I saw a lot of people not really understand with Majin Vegeta, right? Like, Majin Vegeta is clearly like a defensive unit. That's the point of him. And it's like, you run him in slot 1 because he can handle it much better than like nearly any character, but they designed him in such a way where he's getting so much of that when he actually supers, right? And a lot of people said, like, well, of course Majin Vegeta looks bad to you. He's a slot 2 character. No, he's not. If Majin Vegeta's a slot 2 character, then the slot 1 characters in this game are like LRUI Goku, Tech Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and like that's it, basically, right? Like, it's ridiculous. So it's like, you definitely want to prioritize the defense for those types of defensive units, because they're fulfilling a role that most of the games can't do, right? Like, Golden Frieza could survive a super attack from Red Zone Broly, and Omega and stuff like that. Majin Vegeta could. There's actually only a small handful of characters that can do that. Most characters can't just eat these attacks from those level of bosses. They hit way too hard right now. So it's like, that's why I really like just building these characters defensive and maximizing their defensive abilities. I think that's going to go a longer way, right? Let's see if, okay, so this does connect. That would have been where the dodge would be good. How much will we take right here? 44k, okay. Then there's the passive proc right there. So now Frieza gets extra ki and attack from that procking. And then now we can see his attack stat jumping up like that. We've now done all of our super attacks as well. So now we have a fully built up Golden Frieza, right? 5 hits received and then 5 super attacks, and he is fully built up and ready to completely dominate. I do like this unit a lot. I want to quickly get him to Link level 10, and I want to see how effective he will be against, like, you know, Bojack, Omega, Broly. Bojack actually might be a little bit too tough for this Golden Frieza, just because he's going to have type disadvantage at the end. I feel like that, again, probably would end up being too much for him. Let me do this. But we'll see. I don't know. It's just because Bojack is one of the toughest fights in Red Zone, and remember, he locks you and stuff like that. That could be a major problem if you only got the 30% damage reduction. Frieza, you know, above 50% HP, you know, with that extra defensive buff from super attacking 5 times, he does rock like a much higher than like 300k defense. But still, he's going to take a lot of damage from those level of bosses, right? Regardless of anything, even let's just say that Golden Frieza is like ass in Red Zone, which he's not. This guy is always going to be relevant because 90% damage reduction turn 1 in like Super Battle Road stages and Dokkan Battlefield, you are going to eat off of that. And remember, Golden Frieza's on 1,000 categories, So there's going to be so many opportunities to use this guy in content across the game. All right, if we're above 50% HP, we'll get to see Frieza's like full stats. If we're not above 50% HP, that'll be okay because we could use the Earthbreaker. Looks like we are above 50%. Okay. So here we go. This right here. Oh yeah, this is this is a big boy turn for Frieza right here. So this is his full power. 390. He's not. Yeah, dude. He is really good. And this is why you want to give him the defensive equips as well. Because you give him the defensive equips and you get this real fast. Now, can he get extra defense? I don't think so. None of these links are defense, right? That's Prodigies. That is Strongest Clan in Space. Universe's Most Malevolent, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. None of that is defense. So this is what Golden Frieza can get up to if you're giving him that nasty level of defensive equips, giving him the extra defense. I think that's very helpful. So not bad, not bad. I like this. Think about this Golden Frieza under a 200% leader skill, right? Remember, it gets tough to forget that some characters like, you know, Namek Goku, this Golden Frieza, are not getting as big a buffs as like, you know, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Majin Vegeta, right? Or, you know, AGL Cell, who have access to 200% leader skills and are getting those extra stats. Right now, Golden Frieza doesn't have one. So, with a 200% leader skill, he'd be over 400k defense right here. His damage reduction is now only 30%, but he's got 400k defense, right? Like, he could take these hits at this point. Not bad. And don't forget, too, he does get 30% from his super attack effect also. His 18k super attack effect, so not bad. Not bad at all. I'm gonna have Turles in slot 1 right here, otherwise we potentially could die. But I want Frieza in this middle slot right here, because this is, you know, most of his links active, just except for links. Literally the only way Frieza could activate these links right here, Super God Combat and Resurrection F, is essentially with another blue Goku and Vegeta. It is pretty much all we could do. If they gave us like a usable first form Frieza or final form Frieza from this movie, that could be helpful if they would have it. Right, like if they drop final form Frieza from this movie that had this link, that would be helpful. But for the most part, we can't really take advantage of these links, right? It's just unfortunate. Okay, let's see what Big Dick Daddy can do on this rotation right here. I think after this, I'm pretty content. We've seen what Golden Frieza can do. I do just want to get a turn where we're below 50% HP, though, because I do want to get his active skill in the video. But yeah, this guy's nuts. I don't know where exactly I have him on my list of top units, because I do want to, you know, get him to Link Level 10, go through these red zone stages. 10.8 right there. So that's with all of his buffs, right? We got the, you know, attack and defense at the start of turn. We got the extra attack and defense, you know, from being above 50% HP. We got the extra attack from being hit 5 times. And then, of course, you know, the buff from his passive. So he is looking good, all right. I mean, it's a lot of damage for sure. All right, guys, so we're on this rotation right here. Despite the fact that we have a lot of support, oh my god, dude, he's still at almost 300k. Damn, okay. Well, I guess it makes sense because we have a little bit more support than last turn, but we still didn't have any defensive links or anything like that activated anyway, right? All those Frieza clan links, besides Big Bad Bosses, are just giving attack, right? Like Prodigy, Strongest Clan in Space, Universe Most Malevolent. It's just like key and attack and stuff like that. He's still at 294, even with, you know, 100% attack and defense from his passive not activated. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and play this. This is the Earthbreaker right here. I do feel like there's probably some situations where you guys could utilize this guy's AoE, right? Because if you're under 50% HP, you could do this from the 3rd turn. 3rd turn in Super Battle Road with multiple enemies, I feel like is doable. Much more so than like turn 4, right? So that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and pop the Earthbreaker right here. Alright, there we go. So, having those types of active skill attacks are always going to be useful, right? Okay, so I think Frieza, like, we don't have to worry about dying or anything like that. Like, we'll definitely survive. I mean, unless Blue Vegeta, if he supers at this point, we might die, just because we have almost no health. Why don't I pop, let's pop Turles' active skill as well, right? Whatever, let's just do it.
新生児の実を食べ続けてきた俺に勝てると思ったか？俺の勝ちだな。
Okay, so let me know what you guys think about LR Golden Frieza. He, to me, seems exceptional. He's not perfect in every way, right? Like, I do feel like once his damage reduction is lower, like, he can be touched. Let's see, so his attacks over here is 6.74, right? Like, you can potentially see him taking a little bit of damage, but I don't know, man. I think this unit is really good. You know, Red Zone to me is the most important thing. I think even when this guy's damage reduction has waned off, you know, later in these Red Zone fights, though, Frieza will be fine. Super Battle Road matters, too. And this guy is probably the best unit in the game for Super Battle Road right now. I can't think of a character who's just outright better. Right, because this guy can go in slot 1, turn 1, and nothing can hurt him. He's going to have 90% damage reduction his first turn. It's just like, he's not getting touched, right? Like, this dude is going to be insane. I don't know. So, I think, at worst, I have him as the 4th best unit in the game. I would, you know, probably, like, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the LR Gods. People argue about which is better. Who cares? I think they're, it's like 1 and 2. To me, they're close. Like, that's not, like, a big deal. It's 1 or 2, who cares which way, right? I would probably say Goku and Gohan, the Golden Week LR, I would put, I think, at 3. Right now. This is prior to me fully testing Golden Frieza out, like, in Red Zone and stuff like that. And then I think I would probably put Golden Frieza at 4. This guy's crazy. But the thing is, this guy is going to out-age everything else in the game right now, right? Like, maybe besides like Tech Ultimate, I don't know, Tech Ultimate Gohan or something like that, right? But the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and stuff like this, LR Goku and Gohan, their numbers eventually will fade off and be not as impressive. But 90% damage reduction turn 1, AGL Golden Frieza and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta are still usable. This guy is going to be usable for a very long time. I think they really nailed it with this LR Golden Frieza, man. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to quickly get him to Link level 10, and then we are going to go ahead and test him out in the Red Zone, Super Battle Road, all these tough stages. Let me know what you guys think of Rainbowed LR Golden Frieza. Dude, he's at least top 4. I can't put him below 4. I think he's doing too much damage with too high of defense, with damage reduction, with additionals, with a potential AoE active skill in the mix. Like, this guy is crazy.